The January transfer window has slammed shut. And I think it's been a good one. We've got Christian Eriksen back in the Premier League. We've got Philippe Coutinho linking up with his old Liverpool teammate Steven Gerrard. You've got Newcastle signing Bruno Guimarães, one of Ligue 1's best players, which is obviously a statement considering where they are in the league. And Liverpool gazumping Tottenham. I mean, even I enjoy that, and I think Luis Diaz looks like a player. So I think it's been a big window. Some people don't like the January transfer window, but I've got to be totally honest with you. I love it. I really do. I really get in the spirit of it. I think it's very good fun, and I love the fact that we get all the speculation out of the way now. Now we know what it is. We go into the second half of the season, and we know exactly where we stand. The speculation drives me mad, so I'm glad that it's done, and I think this has been a really good window. What we are going to do in this video is pinpoint the best, the worst, the most surprising, who should be happiest, who should be most sad, and really conclude the winners and losers of this January transfer window. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Here we go. Right, let's start and be nice and upbeat, shall we? We don't need to drill down into who was the worst signing of the window or who lost the window. Let's start with who should be happiest. And I think there's only one winner here. There is only one answer, and that answer is, of course, Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa. They have got it so spot on. This is the perfect window for them. They have nailed it. And I don't know whether they've managed to do that because of Steven Gerrard's stellar name and all that goes with that. Having an icon in the dugout is obviously very significant. Or if they've just been really sensible and profited from the idiocy of others. For example, Rafael Benitez. Signing Coutinho is a statement. They've then managed to upgrade and replace a loanee defender in Tuanzebe with Callum Chambers, who's coming in not as a loanee. So that is a massive statement. They've then managed to get Anwar El Ghazi out the door and bring in, perhaps, signing of the summer, Philippe Coutinho. Signing of the winter, even. Philippe Coutinho. So I think that this is a real statement from Aston Villa, and we know that they've got massive backing. It's one of the richest families in Egypt who are backing Aston Villa, and they really do want to take this club back to former glories. Aston Villa are a massive club, make no mistake about it. Aston Villa are a huge football club. And if they get this right with that whole end in full voice, Steven Gerrard, who is clearly a good tactician and a good manager in the dugout, with these players, they could really elevate the entire club. Exciting times for Villa, and there is no doubt about it. For me, they won the window. Do you agree? Tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to stick with the upbeat vibes, and we're going to go with surprise signing of the summer. I must admit that I was very surprised with that Barcelona Adama Traore signing. I didn't see that one coming. But the real surprise has to be Christian Eriksen. And what a heartwarming story that is. I'm not sure I can ever think of a signing in history that has unified both the football populace and the general consensus of the country with desperation for this guy to thrive. Everybody is totally backing Christian Eriksen. Everyone wants to see Eriksen land on his feet. And I think now Brentford will have a lot of admirers. I think people will be keeping an eye on their results. So in terms of the most heartwarming story of the window, it's obviously Christian Eriksen, but I think it's also the most surprising. I genuinely didn't think we would see Christian Eriksen on a football pitch again, let alone the rigours of the Premier League. It's truly wonderful. So that is my surprise signing. But I have to give an honourable mention to Adama Traore here, because I thought he'd go to Tottenham. Hilarious that he didn't, eh? Here we go. This is what you were all waiting for, really, isn't it? The wrath, the fury, the anger, the hatefulness, the irritation almost on my behalf. And, okay, let's do it. The worst signing of this window is... The answer is Chris Wood. What an appalling signing this is for Newcastle. When the PIF took over at Newcastle, we were expecting huge moves, huge statement signings that were going to guarantee Newcastle United Premier League survival and then rocket them up the table the following season. Chris Wood, I truly cannot believe it. He's 30 years old. Add into that the fact that he went from Burnley for £25 million. You do not pay £25 million for a 30-year-old from Burnley. And add this into the equation. There is some conjecture as to whether the release clause was triggered. So there is a suggestion that states that Burnley didn't have to sell Chris Wood because the release clause wasn't applicable in the winter window, only in the summer. And if that is true, and there is conflicting reports here, so I really don't know. But if that is true, it means that Burnley weren't forced to sign. It means Burnley chose to sign. It means that Burnley saw the £25 million on offer from Newcastle and thought, thank you very much. 2 and 2 does make a Christmas cake. So for me, the worst signing of the window is undoubtedly Chris Wood. And this isn't any hostility towards Wood, really. I just don't rate him particularly highly. But I also think it's so uninspiring. Those Geordies were expecting statement signings, man. Back in the day's signings, Asprilla, Ferdinand, Ginola, Shearer. That's what they were promised, and that was the vibe that Staveley came in on. That is the horse that she rode in on. And to sign a front man from Burnley, who's not very good, it reeks to me of a Mike Ashley signing, to be honest. This is, for me, the worst signing of not only this window, the last one as well. That's how bad it is. Tell you what I'm going to add into that as well. It's like my own new category. It's the worst sale of the window. And again, there is only one winner here. And the answer is, of course, Luca Digne from Everton. Farhad Moshiri, what are you doing? You have sold one of your best players. You have sold a truly gifted left-back. One of the star performers of your team. The jewel in the crown, arguably, of Everton Football Club. You have sold him because he cannot get on with Rafael Benitez. Rafael Benitez is a very divisive, argumentative character. Luca Digne couldn't tolerate him. When there is a row between a player and a manager, something has to give. Everton decided that the thing that had to give was the star left-back. They're going to back the manager. They backed him for 5 extra days. They backed him for 5 days and then sacked the manager. So they've got rid of the fullback because he doesn't get on with the manager, and then they've got rid of the manager 5 days later, and now they don't have a decent fullback. Truly bewildering. Like, my mind is completely boggled at how ridiculous that strategy is. Who is overseeing that sort of strategy? Who is making those decisions? Because whoever it is needs to lose their job. That is truly appalling. And that, for me, is undoubtedly the worst sale of this window. I've never known anything like it. You sell a star performer because he doesn't get on with the manager, then bang, 5 days later you sack the manager. Absolutely ridiculous. The second that they decided to give Rafael Benitez a tic-tac off the back of letting Digne go, whoever decided to let Digne go needs to lose their job. Shambles. Absolute shambles. And I tell you what, to add insult into injury, Frank Lampard would have loved to have someone like Digne at that club. Shame for Everton. Right, so now, overall, we're awarding the wooden spoon. Who should be the most unhappy with this window? And it's difficult because there's a lot of clubs that didn't do the business I expected. For example, I felt Leeds United really did need to strengthen. I still think they're going to be okay, but I think they needed to freshen up their squad, and I was surprised that it didn't happen. Equally, West Ham United. West Ham United have a realistic chance of making it into the European Cup, and I don't think they can do it now. I don't think they've backed their manager. I don't think they've refreshed the squad. I don't know what they're going to do if Mikel Antonio gets injured. And ultimately, they're going to fall short because they didn't make it count when they had the opportunity. I mean, Manchester United's policy has been truly ridiculous. I just can't understand what they're doing. The handling of that Lingard situation that goes right back to last summer feels bizarre. But yet again, there is only one winner here. And that is Arsenal Football Club. Look, I don't want to go over old ground here. Anyone that wants to hear more about this, I put a video up dedicated to Arsenal's ridiculous transfer policy yesterday night, so you can watch that. But just to go through the highlights. They are going into the second half of the season where they have a realistic chance of making it into the European Cup, and they have Eddie Nketiah and Lacazette up front. They have let Aubameyang leave. Aubameyang is the best striker at that club. He is the person that could fire them into the European Cup spots. And Mikel Arteta has been so stubborn, he's forced him away. Arsenal scored 1 goal all year, and it was on the 1st of January. It's the 1st of February. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't really know what they're doing, Arsenal. It's like, anyone read that book? Anyone know Marie Kondo? Marie Kondo, right? I think there's a series on telly as well. But she's got this policy, and it's basically use it, lose it, or love it, or something like that. And it's like spring cleaning, right? You just get rid of everything so that you can live in a clutter-free house. I reckon Edu's read that book because that's what he's done with Arsenal's squad. Absolutely ridiculous. Giving players away left, right and centre. They went, a few weeks ago, they had to call a game off because they didn't have enough players. Since then, they've given away more players and haven't brought any in. What can I say? What can I say? Absolutely shambolic. Arsenal, the wooden spoon belongs to you. Hey, it's not quite a trophyless season for you, eh? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me the honour of dropping a like on this video. It really does help me out. Please click subscribe. We're edging ever closer towards, I think, 165,000 subs. Blows my mind. Thank you so much for the support. I'm so grateful, and the community that we're building on this channel really does mean the world to me. So please do click subscribe. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and until I see you next, make sure that you go easy, step lightly, and stay free. Ta-da.